G'day One Fly Squad, welcome back to another Thursday trip report. My name is Jaden. Today I'm at Singapore Changi Terminal 1. I'm gonna fly ScootPlus on their 787 to Bangkok, so boom. Now without further ado, let's go and check in with Scoot. Unlike their parent company, Scoot Airlines use Terminal 1 at Changi. Singapore Airlines use Terminal 3. Here at Terminal 1 it's hustling and bustling. The check-in queue is really long. However, ScootPlus passengers can use priority check-in. I didn't have to wait today. For those in economy, I highly recommend you to check in online or use one of those self-check-in kiosks. Because even if you've got a checked bag, the queue is a lot shorter. So today we're flying ScootPlus, which is basically premium economy. This product was formerly known as Scoot Biz, basically Scoot Business Class. However, perhaps it was a bit of a stretch to call it business class. Therefore, Scoot Airlines renamed it as ScootPlus a few years ago. If you go on Google Flights, you'll find ScootPlus when you search Premium Economy. It's usually a lot cheaper than full service Premium Economy, sometimes even cheaper than Singapore Airlines Economy. That is in fact the case for me today. I paid 190 Singapore dollars for this one-way flight to Bangkok, whereas economy class was at $110. Singapore Airlines was over $200, so I think I got a bargain. So I just checked in at Terminal 1 and then I moved on to the Jewel. With ScootPlus you don't get lounge access, so I decided to have some food before I go through security and immigration. We got some time left, so I'm just going to roam around the airport. At Changi, Terminals 1, 2 and 3 are connected inside, so I decided to go through immigration at Terminal 3 and I'm going to walk to Terminal 1 for my flight to Bangkok. I am absolutely delighted to find Pret A Manger here at Terminal 3. It's my preferred coffee chain because they've got a range of good vegan food, and also they don't charge for plant-based milk for their coffee and tea. But their prices here at Singapore Airport is a bit steep. It's a rip-off. Sandwich for $14, fruit salad at $10 and yogurt at $12. I thought Hong Kong Pret A Manger was expensive, but it's another level here in Singapore. It took me about 10 to 15 minutes to walk to Terminal 1, specifically my gate D46 Delta 46. At Terminal 1, Scoot, Qantas, British Airways and Emirates are the major players. So to get into airside at Changi, you go through immigration first because they don't do domestic flights here, and then you do security only when you get to the gate. So time to chuck your water away and take out your laptop. Here's our aircraft today, a 6-year-old Scoot Boeing 787-8 with Rolls-Royce engines, 9 Victor Oscar Foxtrot India. The name of this aircraft is Bojo. It's a Malaysian or Singaporean English phrase. It means no invite. I'm not too sure about the context when you would use it, but I suppose you could say that when you're not invited to like a party or something. Hi. Thank you. Hello. Yeah, just one moment, sir. Sure.
Hi, welcome aboard, sorry.
No worries.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Justin, right? Yeah, hi, welcome aboard.
Next morning, thank you.
Welcome on board ScootPlus, 3 rows here on this 787-8. There are 18 ScootPlus and 311 economy class seats on board this plane. It's pretty dense for a Boeing 787-8. ScootPlus is laid out in a 232 configuration. When it comes to numbers, it's pretty similar to other airlines' premium economy. Your seat width is 22 inches and your seat pitch or legroom is 38 inches. So at the airport you get priority check-in and priority boarding as well. However, no lounge access. You get 30 kilo baggage allowance, but there's no priority baggage tag. My seat today is 3K, the right hand side, last row in ScootPlus. The moment we sat down, crew gave us water cutlets. It's just water, but it's pretty cool they do give you welcome drink. With a ScootPlus ticket, you can pre-select your meal free of charge online. And the lovely cabin crew are now coming around the cabin to take your drink order. You're limited to 1 free drink on board. I was pretty surprised that they had this restriction. And it is from this moment I realised that Jetstar business class on the 787 is a lot more superior. After takeoff, I'll go into more details. In your seat pocket, you'll find this Scoot Cafe menu. So again, with your ScootPlus ticket, it's inclusive of a meal and a drink of choice, as well as an ice cream. If you want anything more than that, you'll have to pay, just like anyone else in economy. So in terms of seat features, nothing too much really, no TV, but you do get Wi-Fi on board. A pretty standard seat pocket, legroom is really good. On your armrest, you'll find your leg rest and recline button, as well as your tray table. On the other side, you'll find cabin crew call sign and your light switch. Each passenger has access to a universal power socket. There's no USB port. I've seen many reviews about ScootPlus before I took this flight myself. People definitely weren't exaggerating about how dirty and disgusting Scoot planes are. I found this antiseptic wipe in my seat pocket. It's still wet. And now look at the floor area between my seat and the wall. I wonder how long ago they did a deep cleaning. Probably never.
For the weather conditions, it's forecast to be fair. To make yourself comfortable, sit back and enjoy the smooth service. And once again, welcome aboard.
Laptop and local computers should be stored in the compartment and sit in front of you. All exit aisles and bucket areas must be clear of any items.
I've said this many times before and I'm gonna say it again. I like the last row because I can recline anytime I want, including during the meal service, and I like the added privacy. Now here's the leg rest, there's no foot rest. I'm now fully reclined. It's really comfortable. I can easily do this on a longer flight to Australia or Berlin and Athens.
And avoid touching your nose, mouth, and eyes if hands are not sanitized. Hand sanitizers are available from the aircraft. Smoking and use of electronic cigarettes are not allowed. Having toilets without the smoke alarm is an offense that will weak or destroys the capture. Please note that consumption of outside food and drinks are not allowed on Scoot's flight. Scoot House, Scoot's digital flight photos now.
The in-flight service in ScootPlus started soon after takeoff. It started with a free Wi-Fi voucher of 30 megabytes. I didn't really bother for two reasons. I didn't have a coin or key to scratch for the code, and it's only 30 megabytes. I can't do much with it. However, with the free Wi-Fi portal, you can check out the flight map. It's pretty detailed as well. So our complimentary meal and drink is going to come soon, so I just took out the tray table from the armrest. You can move it back and forth and fold it in half. For my main course today, I pre-selected the dal curry basmati rice. For drink of choice, I went for an iced coffee with oat milk. Both options are plant-based. The ice cream is dairy. For the past few Scoot flights, they sold out of this coffee. I can't wait to try out this vegan coffee. The crew gave me a cup of ice to go with it. The dal curry is pretty good, better than the other meals I've had previously. The flavour is quite strong. This ice cream is really good. I reckon it was better than the ones that they offer on Singapore Airlines economy. So that was a quick wrap of the meal service. Here's a quick look at my seat when it's fully reclined. Hello there, welcome to Scoot 787 Lavatory behind the cockpit. There's only one for ScootPlus, so it's really dark. Only the mood lighting is on really. And that's when I've locked the door already, so it was darker when I came in. We've got two coat hooks, skinny ones. Space wise it's just normal, you know, nothing too special. For the rest of the flight it's really chill and relaxing. The cabin manager always came back to check on us and collect rubbish.
We are currently cruising at flight level 440,000 feet above mean sea level and commencing our descent in approximately 10 minutes. Barring any traffic delay in Bangkok, we should be landing at approximately scheduled time 4:45 PM Bangkok time. There's a 1 hour time difference between Singapore and Bangkok. For those who like to adjust the watch, it is currently 4:04 in Thailand. Weather in Bangkok is fair at the moment with cloudy skies. However, there is some forecast of rain later in the day. Lastly, on behalf of the captain and crew, thank you for flying with Scoot, and we hope that you have an enjoyable stay in Bangkok. Cabin crew, please prepare for arrival. Thank you.
We started our descent into Suvarnabhumi Airport, and I'll quickly conclude this trip report with ScootPlus right here, right now. I'll break down my conclusion into two categories, unexpected and expected. So I totally expected the priority check-in, and it was really quick and easy. Even when there was no ScootPlus passengers checking in, they wouldn't let an economy passenger to use it, to keep it empty and available anytime for a ScootPlus passenger. So I was pretty impressed by that. However, I did not expect that I don't get priority baggage. At Suvarnabhumi, my baggage did come out quite late, so it wasn't the most perfect way to end my Scoot journey. At the boarding gate, we got priority boarding and it was strictly enforced, which is great. Once on board, we get a free welcome drink, which is a water cutlet, which is unexpected. Maybe I'm used to flying Qantas domestic business, where you don't get a welcome drink. I expected a comfortable seat and we got that. However, I didn't expect how dirty it was. It really was one of the dirtiest cabins I've seen in a while. The seat pocket was dirty and the hidden spots were terrible. However, the carpet was actually quite clean, so perhaps they really need to do more frequent deep cleaning. Moving on to meal service, I expected a full meal and we got that. However, I didn't expect how you're really restricted to what you're advertised online. Literally just one drink and one meal. And by the way, that curry rice I got was actually quite good. Not the best meal obviously, it had a frozen food vibe, but to be fair, if I see that in the supermarket, I would actually buy them. In terms of food and beverages and other things, you actually get more when you fly with their parent company Singapore Airlines in economy class. On Singapore Airlines you get unlimited drinks including spirits and cocktails like gin and tonic and Singapore Sling, and also you get TV and free Wi-Fi. So what ScootPlus does stand out is the comfortable seat, if I have to compare it with Singapore Airlines economy. It's also less premium, like in Singapore Airlines economy you get metal utensils, on ScootPlus you get wooden cutlery and paper cups. I found it quite interesting how after takeoff, the cabin crew advertised an upgrade on board. If you're in economy you can pay $90 to upgrade to ScootPlus, or $35 to upgrade to extra legroom. Imagine having a spare seat next to you on ScootPlus and then someone decided to upgrade mid-flight. I'll be quite annoyed even though it's officially not my seat to start with. So to summarize, if your budget is tight, ScootPlus is a great way to fly comfortably, but perhaps stick with full service like Singapore Airlines even in economy for great service, great food and beverages and in-flight entertainment. So that's it for the conclusion today, a bit long and I do apologize for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first ever ScootPlus video. If you're new to my channel, I upload a new trip report like this one literally every single week. So be sure to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss out again when I upload next time. You can keep up to date with me via my social media platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook and Be Real. If you really like what I'm doing, you can support me financially via PayPal Me or Patreon. Please check out the links in the description for more information. My PayPal Me, YouTube and Patreon members get early access to my trip reports once they're edited, and also exclusive access to some of my vlogs. Again, thank you so much for watching. Now please enjoy the approach and landing into Boom. After disembarking, I'll show you a cute little Bangkok vlog. Please enjoy and I'll see you later. Bye bye.
Cabin crew, don't do this now.
Bye, thank you.
Very much. Thanks.
Bye, thank you.
Very much. Bye. Thank you.
Sawadee krap and welcome to Bangkok Boom. So we disembarked at one end of the concourse. It was a 15-minute walk to immigration. No queue today, really fast surprisingly, and then baggage about 15 minutes. Which when you think about it was fairly long considering that we walked 15 minutes to baggage claim, so half an hour in total for the bags to get there. And then I booked my car via boat, so I'm going to Conrad Bangkok and the fare should be about 300 to 400. Unfortunately, all the drivers wanted to negotiate, so I had to decline. All of them were asking at least double, really, like 600 at least. So I got Grab, got accepted by a nice driver right away. Traffic wasn't too bad either. I got there just before the peak hour. And then at the hotel, I met my parents, hadn't seen them for like 2 months. They flew in from Hong Kong earlier today. And then we headed to Chinatown. The next morning, we had a complimentary breakfast at the hotel, and then we explored all the department stores nearby like Paragon, Zen, Central World, etc. One thing I did notice is that Siam Paragon no longer do security when you go in, but no doubt they're gonna bring that back soon because literally yesterday, not yesterday in terms of the vlog because I filmed this video in September, but then actually the 3rd of October because I'm editing this on the 4th of October. So the 3rd of October there was a shooting in the shopping centre. The suspect is a 14-year-old and 2 people died at least, sadly. Absolutely mad to think how I was there last month and yesterday there was a shooting. Anyways, day 3 now, we're having breakfast at the executive lounge. Conrad Bangkok offer free shuttle bus quite frequently between the hotel and the nearby train station Flonchit. Today we're gonna check out the iconic mall, Icon CM. So as of editing this video, no longer free to catch that ferry from the BTS station, it's 10 baht per person. So I didn't show you guys anything at the iconic mall because I actually handed in my iPhone to get it fixed. So I don't know if you noticed, but in this video in particular, if I zoom in 3 times or more, you get some dust covering the footage. That's been fixed now, all free of charge. So now I got like a brand new looking phone. For dinner, we went to one of the central malls, I forgot which one exactly. We went to the Food Loft, which is a food court, a really fancy one, and I ordered this Hong Kong style American fried rice. It was the weirdest thing ever. I ate too much during this trip, so I really had to use the gym. Day 4, I'm gonna check out the big park, the largest park in central Bangkok. I believe it's pronounced Numpini Park. It's not too far from the hotel, about a 15-minute walk. It's a little bit like Central Park in New York, but a lot more peaceful and fewer people. Meow meow meow. Our next destination is less than a kilometer away, but we're too tired to walk, so we're gonna take the tube. So here we are. You might find it a bit weird if you're not familiar, but here you can donate money, and they use the money to buy coffins for people who passed away without relatives or money, basically. So that's it for the vlog, really. Day 5, I flew back to Hong Kong on Hong Kong Airlines. You'll find the trip report link in the description down below. I have it attached. So thank you so much for watching and sticking to the end. I really appreciate your viewership and support. A big shout out to all my Patreon, PayPal Me and YouTube members. Your support means a lot to me, and it means that I can fly more and make more trip reports for you guys. Cheers, and I'll see you next week.